Welcome to AdventureSphere. This channel is dedicated to missing people who are associated with a still missing vehicle. We ask you to consider subscribing, watch our content, and ring the notification bell to learn when we upload new content. Doing so will help spread awareness and help locate those who've lost their voice. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline can be reached by dialing 988 or 1-800-273-8255. Calls are free and confidential. Every year, over 600,000 individuals go missing in the United States, according to the National Missing and Unidentified Person System. While many are quickly found and returned to their families, others remain missing as years pass by. This is Karen's story. I don't know why this case affects me the way it does, because I don't know what point this woman's life started to turn. It's just perception, isn't it? The more digging I do on her backstory makes me feel unsure. Did she vanish because her husband died just a few months earlier from an overdose? Karen Ruth Lee married John W. Jack Berger Jr. just 15 months earlier, still in their honeymoon phase. Jack lived most of his life in Lorain, Ohio, working in a Ford assembly plant for 31 years. He was married to his first wife, Mary Ann, for 47 years before she passed away in 2009. They wintered in New Smyrna Beach, Florida for 5 years. Jack passed away March 31st, 2011 at age 70. Karen Ruth Berger, then 56, is missing from New Smyrna Beach, Florida. Her last date of contact was Monday, July 25th, 2011. It was hot, 93 degrees and no rain. The sunrise was at 6:41 a.m. and set at 8:21 p.m. Karen's daughter Christina and her husband Alan and their 2-year-old son Wyatt all lived together. There was some butting heads with Alan. Why, we may never know. Was the grief of losing her husband becoming unbearable? At some point that day, she told them they had to move out. They moved into the all-suite motel where they stayed for 3 days. The motel manager said they didn't have money and Karen's father would come by every day to pay for them. I found that interesting because Christina and Alan had 2 properties, one in New Smyrna Beach and the other in Daytona Beach, the town just north. While living with Karen, Christina worked at a beach bikini bar. She did have some run-ins with the law, primarily just alcohol and related driving infractions. Together or separately, I don't know. Alan was released from prison in Florida for 2 felony convictions in 2005. Something interesting was that Karen seemed to have recently purchased her white 1994 Ford Ranger extended cab. Notes on the truck say it was purchased by Christina and Alan, but that it was still registered to the previous owner. But Karen drove it. Did Karen purchase it because it was a Ford and reminded her of Jack? Did Christina and Alan buy it for Karen? But they didn't have any money. Did they try to buy it from Karen just before she disappeared? Also alarming is that when Karen left on July 25th, she left her little dog behind at the house. Her family and friends said it was next to unheard of for her to do something like that. Other activities Karen did that Monday was attending an AA meeting in Daytona Beach, mentioned it was the next town north, and telling her father that she met a man at the meeting and was going out with him later that evening. Now I'm trying to figure out what happened on July 26th. The best I can figure out is that Karen's father stopped by the motel in the morning to pay for the room for Christina, Alan, and Wyatt. Then he stopped by Karen's to see how her night went, only to find her little dog home alone. How long did he wait there for her to return? Did he take the dog home with him? Maxwell was 89 when Karen disappeared. On July 28th, Christina, Alan, and Wyatt left. They too go missing for several months, but they weren't reported missing. Maxwell gave his daughter a few weeks to show up before reporting her missing. When she would relapse, it wouldn't be unheard of for her. It wouldn't be out of the ordinary for her to disappear for a little while. There's been no activity on her bank accounts. The New Smyrna Police Department is investigating. They can be reached at 386-424-2220. Karen's case number is 2011 080377. They wanted to speak with Christina and Alan as witnesses in her disappearance over being suspects. Karen was the second woman in exactly 1 week to disappear who had a substance abuse problem. The first woman, 41-year-old Jennifer Rado, was allegedly murdered by Frances Renee Gibson of Edgewater. Law enforcement suspects Frances had an accomplice. Bittersweetly, police stated that Karen's disappearance was not related to Jennifer's. Police would not need to wait too terribly long for Christina and Alan to resurface. In December 2011, 5 months after Karen disappeared, the family was discovered in Ohio when they were involved in a traffic accident. Alan was originally from Sydney, Ohio. That could have been why they went back up that way. Alan passed away 2 years after the Ohio traffic accident in January 2013. He was 37. Karen's father, Maxwell, passed away in December 2015 at age 93. His obituary is telling. He was predeceased by his wife, Bertha, in 2002, as well as his daughter, Karen, 3 grandchildren, 1 great-grandson, his parents, 7 sisters, and 4 brothers. Christina is still in Ohio. Now, where do we look for Karen? If what her father told police is accurate, Karen went out with a virtual stranger from the AA meeting up in Daytona Beach. If any of Karen's friends or family see this, I do have some questions that might help us locate her. Do they know, did she meet back where that meeting was held at? Did they meet up somewhere else? Was she considering selling her home at the end of the month and needed or wanted to figure out what to do next, so I didn't want the children around? I'm also curious as to the coordinates of her last cell phone ping. Did she work outside the home? Let's see here. Does she tend to go out or stay home? Is she an early bird or a night owl? Did she give any possessions away in the month or 2 before she disappeared? Does she prefer driving on main roads or back roads? Is she okay driving at night? Were the automated license plate readers checked? Did she put any calls into AAA, her mechanic, or car insurance provider? Are there any items that she always carried with her? Did she have a recent diagnosis of a bladder infection or a urinary tract infection within 3 days of going missing? And then does she have any chronic health issues such as being diabetic, epileptic, any head traumas, any pills, any medications that she would take daily? If she does, the family might be able to call the pharmacy and find out if her prescriptions were picked up after her date of disappearance, or if they were transferred to another pharmacy. It would be a passive way to perhaps track her. I'm not sure if it's governed by the HIPAA laws, because you're not asking what medications, it's just if they were transferred. So, and then what was the place of her last verified financial transaction? If it was gas, it might help us figure out where she's at. So the places I'm going to mention are shared with my blessing, so Karen can be reunited with her family, regardless who higher powers work through. The description box has her email address if you'd like to share insight on any cold case, know someone missing with a vehicle and would like them featured on our channel and searched for, or to donate equipment. The video you're watching of Google Earth has a measurement from our current best starting location, which at this point is just going to be the new Smyrna Beach, and then it goes out to possible search areas. We focus on bodies of water within 5 miles of their last known location and within 5 miles of their destination. If an area has been heavily searched, we may expand the search area, but please keep in mind that accidents tend to happen closer to home. So right now I've got the new Indian River, the Halifax River, Turnbull Bay, and the Spruce Creek. There's a lot of water in this area, and I'd also like to look at a map that was dated to 2011 so we can see where the housing developments were, what ponds were still available or harder to access. So I touched on earlier that every day 1,600 people go missing in the United States. Your donation brings closure to families with missing loved ones like Karen by helping us secure equipment and getting us to locations all around the United States where missing people may be found using cutting-edge sonar technology. Our mobile unit is able to assist families in small towns that need access to the high-end sonar equipment and diving services. We can also assist large cities as adjunct professionals. We help families, area government, environmental cleanup efforts, and other public safety entities free of charge. When you donate to AdventureSphere, you ensure that volunteers can continue to help locate those who've lost their voice. Thank you for whatever support you can give us. If you'd like to help Karen's family find her, please subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and ring the notification bell to receive progress reports. There's just about 5 minutes left of the video. I'm going to let it play out in case you'd like to see the entire search area. If you see something I missed, please let me know in the section below. Thanks for watching, stay safe, and remember that we love you.